Hey guys, it's me Joseph. Welcome back to a new prediction video for your 2018-19 season in the NHL. And it's going to be the Metropolitan Division. 2 days ago, we uploaded the Atlantic. Go check that out on my channel. But we're going to kick it off from 8 to 1, and we're going to start off with the 8th, the New York Islanders. The reason why I put the New York Islanders 8th is because they don't have John Tavares. They had a great draft, not the best free agency, but they did start off before the draft getting Lou Lamoriello as the GM, former Leafs GM, think of that, and Barry Trotz, former Stanley Cup winning Washington Capitals head coach for their head coach because they fired Doug Weight and Gareth Snow. And then their draft, they have 2 picks thanks to Calgary in a row, and they get Oliver Wahlstrom and Noah Dobson, and it was 2 good picks. It was steals because Oliver Wahlstrom was supposed to go to the Blackhawks, but they took out Bohlquist, so lucky. And then the free agency starts, and we're like, who is he going to go to? And Tavares chose Toronto instead of them, and then they try to go after Riley, and then he goes to St. Louis, and they're like, ah. But they have Matthew Barzal. Just their defense is questionable, and their goalies are questionable. They did sign Robin Leonard, so that's a good thing. But the one thing I did not like, no offense, Leo Komarov for 4 years and getting Matt Martin back into the fold. Smart move by Dubas, but not the smartest move by Lou Lamoriello. Reason why is Martin didn't play the whole season last year for the Leafs, and Leo Komarov played on the 4th line, and then his spot got taken by Janssen. So I think the reason why is because they didn't have a lot of depth on forward. So this is a good signing, but for 4 years is kind of questionable. But for $3 million, yeah, I agree. Okay, next is going to be the New York Rangers. The 2 New York teams are down to be on the bottom because, no offense, they're both not going to be the best. The reason I put the Rangers 7th is because I think they have a new coach in David Quinn. Lundqvist, I feel bad for because he had those many seasons, and then they just sunk last year. They did get 2 steals. They had 3 first-round picks. 3. Remember when the Leafs had 2 because they got for the Kessel trade? Now they got 3 Rangers. Like the Rangers had 3, and they did trade down with Ottawa. So I think they still got their first-round pick, or they lost it and gave it to Ottawa. But they had it, and it was the best trades. And they even got Vladislav Nemestikov from the Tampa Bay, from the first line. And they got Ryan Spooner from Boston. So they did get rid of Rick Nash and Ryan McDonough and GT Miller. But that's a good thing for them. Okay, 6th is the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes, just today, if you haven't noticed, Chris McElhinney is a Carolina Hurricane. Picked off by the Leafs because the Leafs had that goaltending situation. And the reason why they did it is because Scott Darling's out like maybe a month with a lower body injury. This would, and just to say, that's actually a decent depth on D, like goalie. But they have great depth on D. And they don't have the best forwards. Think of trading Jeff Skinner to the Buffalo Sabres and acquiring Calvin DeHaan via free agency. That's a good. They did get McElhinney, so that would be a good backup. But will Scott Darling be the Scott Darling in Chicago when he was good as a backup, or be the Scott Darling this last year? I think you need to have a decent year on a team like Carolina that has not the best forwards, but has a great young decor. Just the one thing is, they have Dougie Hamilton now, and they have a new coach, and they have a new GM. So it's going to be kind of a conflict. That's why I put them 6th. They would have been a little higher if the Metropolitan wasn't this good. But I think for the 5th overall is going to be the New Jersey Devils. And the reason why I put them that 5th is because they're not as good as the Columbuses, the Pittsburghs, the Philadelphias, the Washingtons. They're not as good as them. But they're a good team. Like, they got Nico Hischier. Did made the playoffs, but lost in 5 games. Now, if I was the Ray Sherraro, go after Carlson maybe. Like, they have not the best, but they have Will Busher and like all these young Ds. And then their center depth. And then they got Taylor Hall. Remember he got traded from the Edmonton Oilers? Can't believe that trade happened. They got, and it's a very good Metropolitan. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're a good team. They're going to go and say, I want to make the playoffs. I want to beat those Columbuses. Because I think those teams are going to do good. And they're going to be a decent team. Like, people were like, "Oh, New Jersey's is gonna be bad." Makes the playoffs. Now New Jersey's gonna be good. It's not gonna make the playoffs because the Metropolitan's too good. They beat out like 2 Atlantic Division teams. Like all 5. There was like 5 teams that made the playoffs for the Metropolitan, and none for the Atlantic. Like it was 3 and then 5. So all 8. Like it was 70 and 30% for the both divisions. So let's go to the 4th, and that's going to be the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's a B, and that's a J. That's a B. The reason why I put them 4th is because they're a good team. Now, the one question is you got your Panarin and Bobrovsky for UFAs. That's the thing. Like, you have, like, Bobrovsky and him for UFAs. It's kind of crazy because it's kind of like the Islanders. They need to give a reason. Like, he might even go to the Rangers, Panarin, but there is a great team. And, like, they're going to make the playoffs as a wild card. I know it because they're going to be the first wild card or the second. Now, the one thing I don't like about this team is you don't have Seth Jones for 5 weeks or around that. And that's one of your best defensemen. You have Zach Werenski that's on an RFA deal. So if I were you, maybe leave Panarin to the Rangers or another team, sign Werenski, and then sign Bobrovsky that might have a Vezina winning season because Bobrovsky's good. The 3rd place team is the former 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions, Pittsburgh Penguins. The reason why I'm putting them 3rd is because they're not the team like they were. Like, think of it, they still have Kessel Crosby thing, but they're all, like, in their 30s. Like, they don't have Murray, and that's the thing. Murray's kind of injured, and then you lose Fleury to the expansion draft. That's what I hate about, like, Pittsburgh teams. They're like, oh, they're going to be good. They're going to make playoffs. They're not gonna be first. Like, people are putting them first. People are putting Columbus first. Like, no, that's not real. That can't be real because Pittsburgh's not that team that just went 2 straight years before the Capitals winning the Cup to making the Stanley Cup final and winning it. They don't have that much depth kind of anymore. Like, kind of. They did sign Jack Johnson and also Columbus. Watch that. Jack Johnson just signing and a lot of harsh comments to Columbus on his way out, and Tortorella's just like, wait a second, and just like, it's gonna be so. Pittsburgh's a good team. Murray has to stand on his head sometimes on back-to-backs because of their team's kind of one of the oldest teams in the NHL, I could say. And also Pittsburgh, circle your date against the Columbus Blue Jackets. You're gonna see a lot of torts and a lot of that team in the penalty box. Okay, the 2nd overall is Philadelphia, and we're like. Why is Philadelphia 2nd? They didn't even beat the Penguins. Because the Penguins are a good team. Now, the one thing they did is they added Pickard. I guess Elliott is injured, or a lot of goalies are injured in Philadelphia. So they got, okay, take Pickard. So they now have Pickard. And you're wondering, that is Philadelphia in short form. So the one thing is they got JVR. There's no power plays like the Leafs, except theirs is a little less because they got John Tavares and Austin Matthews. But you got JVR, you got Drew back, you got Voracek back to their form. And think of it, you're not the best goaltending, but you got a decent defense. You think of it, Goss to Spare, and Provorov are gonna be good young D. And this D core is gonna be a good, but their forwards are going to get a lot of goals. Like, Drew's going to get over maybe over 100 points. JVR's going to score over 30 goals. And this team is just a crazy man-hammer team. I don't even know if that's a real word. But they're just, like, they're combined with so many, like, good parts from different teams. Think of it. Voracek was from Columbus. JVR was from Toronto. Pickard was from Toronto and Colorado. There are so many good things, and that's why I'm putting them second. They're gonna have a great year. When Simmons is on his UFA, they have to sign him, and they're gonna sign him. But he has have some injury issues coming from abdominal surgery. So maybe. Now the first place, defending Stanley Cup champions, Washington. The reason I'm putting them second is because they're the Stanley Cup winning champions. Now, this team did do good. They did lose Grubauer and then re-sign Ortberg after trading to Colorado, buy him and out, sign him one-year deal. Their defense is kind of the same. It's good. Your center, you lose JB Gold, but they don't do a lot. But they got a good team. When you think Ovechkin, Backstrom, Ovechkin, Oshie is still a line, you have that great team. They're going to be first. They're not going to win the cup again. They're not winning the cup. There's a lot of, no offense, there's Toronto, a lot of better teams are going to, no offense, a lot of good, younger teams are going to win. But think of it, that's exciting for Ovechkin winning his first cup and having it for 30 days. So, that's why I'm putting them first. They're a good team. But Pittsburgh, your people are going to question why Pittsburgh's third. Who cares? They're not going to win the cup. So, that's the end of the video. This was a little longer, but it was talking about a lot of things because the Metropolitan Division is the hardest division in the Eastern. I think the Pacific or Central is going to be the hardest division in the Western. So, hope you guys like it. Click like and subscribe, and see you guys later. Peace.